Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. On 30th August 2022, VMware launched the vSphere 8. You can refer to this video on how to download the ESXi 8 ISO from the vmware.com. I have already downloaded the ISO in my local system. I will now go to my VMware workstation and I will click on create new virtual machine. Next, installer disk image, and I will provide the path of the downloaded ISO in my local system. Next, operating system VMware ESXi 7 and later. Next, I will give the virtual machine name and I will provide here the path of my local system to save the virtual machine files. I will click on next. Number of processors I will select 1 and cores I will select 4. Next, memory I will select 8 GB. Next, use bridge networking. Next, 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 create new virtual disk. Next, I will give her the size 50 GB for the hard disk. Store virtual disk as a single file. Next, next, and finish. So virtual machine has been created. I will go ahead and power on this virtual machine. We have already connected the ISO to the virtual machine, so it is booting through the ISO directly. I will make it full screen. Okay, so I will hit enter to continue, F11 to accept. I will hit enter to select my local hard disk. Keyboard layout US default. I will hit enter to continue. I will set the password for the root. I will confirm the password for the root and hit enter. I will click F11 to install. So that's great, installation completed here. I will hit enter to reboot it. So reboot completed here. I will click F2 now. I will provide the password for the root. I will use the down arrow key to go to configure management network and I will hit enter here. If I hit enter on the network adapters, you can see I'm having only one adapter and which is selected. cross in the box means this network adapter is selected. I will press escape to go back. In the VLAN option, you can set the VLAN for the management network if it is required in your network. I will go to IPv4 configuration and I will hit enter here. I will select this by the space button, set static IPv4 address, and I will provide the IP address to my host as 192.168.0.144. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 192.168.0.1. I will hit enter. Now I will go to IPv6 configuration and I will hit enter, and I will select the disable IPv6 and I will hit enter here. I will press escape. So it is asking me to press Y to reboot the host because we have disabled the IPv6. I will press Y. It will reboot the host. I will press F2 again. I will provide the password for the root. I will again go to configure management network, and this time I will go to DNS configuration and I will hit enter here. Primary DNS server in my network is 192.168.0.128, which is my domain controller. Alternate DNS I will provide 8.8.8.8, and the host name I will provide as ESXi 8 SRV 18, and I will hit enter. I will go to custom DNS suffixes and hit enter here. I will provide the suffixes as virtualtechbox.com, and I will hit enter here. I will click escape. I will press Y to restart the management network. From this option, you can restart the management network if it is required. I will go to test management network and I will hit enter here. So it will, if I hit enter, it will try to ping the default gateway DNS and it will try to resolve the host name. I will hit enter here. So resolving host name failed. I will hit enter again. I will exit the full screen mode. I will go to my domain controller. I will go to DNS manager and I will do the host entry for my ESXi 8 host. So this is the host name of my ESXi 8 host, and this is the IP address. I will click add host. OK, done. I will reload once. I will again go to my ESXi host, and I will go to test management to network again, and I will hit enter again. So now you can see this time all the 4 tests were OK. I will hit enter. I will now go to troubleshooting of options and hit enter here. So if I hit enter, it will enable the ESXi shell. I will click Alt plus F1 to go to ESXi shell. I will provide here the username root. I will provide the password for the root. So I'm inside the shell. I will type exit to end the shell, and I will click Alt F2 to go back. For now, I will disable the shell, and here I can enable the SSH for the ESXi host. I will hit enter to enable it. So SSH is enabled now. This option is for direct control user interface. That is the console. We are on here. I will hit enter. DCUI idle timeout 10 minute. This is the very handy option if you open up the console and you walk away for some other work. For security reason, it is going to log you off, and you will have to enter your username and password again to log in. So I will keep it as 10 minutes only. I will click, I will press escape. This option is to restart the management agents. I will press escape to exit. I will now go to view system logs. So on the right side, you can see 1 to 6 numbers are there to view the logs. I will type number 2 to view the VM kernel logs. So these are the VM kernel logs. You can use the arrow up and down button to scroll through the logs. If you want to search for the particular entry, then type forward slash and type the entry which you want to search. I will type here 64-bit and I will hit enter. So it has highlighted all the entries with the containing the 64-bit. You can use the end button to go next. I will click Q to quit. View support information. Here all the information related to host are available in 2 pages. This is the first page, and you can press the page down button to go to page 2. I will type the page up button to go to page 1 again. And this is the reset system configuration option. If I hit enter here, it will reset the ESXi host to default. It will reset the all configurations of the ESXi host to default. I will press escape to log out from this page. I will minimize the DCUI console. I will now go to Google Chrome. I will type here the IP address of the our ESXi host 192.168.0.144. Advanced, proceed. I will provide the username, root. I will provide the password for the root. I will untick the CIP option and click OK. So this is the version of our ESXi host, and this is the image profile for our ESXi 8 host. So it is giving us the message that SSH is enabled because during the configuration we had enabled the SSH. I will open the PuTTY and I will type here the IP address of my ESXi host. Open, yes, username root. I will provide the password for the root. So I can work on command line from here through the PuTTY. I will go back to Chrome. I will go to manage. I will go to date and time. I will click on edit NTP settings and I will tick here use network time protocol, and here in the drop down I will select the option start and stop with host. I will provide here the NTP server 0.asia.pool.ntp.org, comma 1.asia.pool.ntp.org. I will click on save. I will now go to services and I will select this service NTPD. You can see here this service is stopped. I will go to actions and I will start it. Now this service is running and time synchronization will happen in the background. If I go to networking and virtual switches, this is the virtual switch vSwitch 0 and it is having single uplink. If we are having multiple network adapters attached to my host, so I can go ahead and add the uplink to this switch. I can also click on add standard virtual switch and create new virtual switch and attach the uplinks to that virtual switch. If I'm having the multiple network adapters in my host, I can go to VM kernel Nix, and you can see here we are having single VM kernel VMK0, because for now we are having single network adapter connected to our host. If I'm having the multiple network adapters on my host, I can create the VM kernel for the vMotion and for the storage also from here. By this way you can install and configure the ESXi8 host. Hope you find this video helpful. Press the subscribe button if you are not the subscriber yet, and click the bell icon to get the notification for the new uploads. Take care and bye for now.